Jacob, thank you for joining me on this interview and congrats on getting 3 job offers in the medical sales industry. So I thought we would try something a little different today to really help those going through the interview process. Please discuss how, as a candidate, you should approach these types of questions during the interview. In other words, you don't have to answer the questions directly, but just give us some thoughts on how you would prepare for and approach these types of questions in the interview. Number 1, when the employer asks the candidate, tell me what you know about our company.
Yeah. First off, Scott, thank you so much for having me back on. So excited to be able to be on your guys' video and just share my experience. I've been the last 6 months interviewing with a lot of companies. Like you said, got 3 job offers, was still in the works with probably another one in the way. So very excited. I want to share my experience with you guys. I got that question a lot. What I would do, my advice to you guys, stock the company website. Make sure you guys know the mission statement. That is going to be huge. That was a question I was asked every single time. They want to make sure that you guys are doing your homework. Also, know the job you're applying for, know the products you're going to be selling. You need to make sure you guys know your bag or whatever you're going to be selling, because I did talk to several managers when they would have candidates come in. They didn't even look at the website, didn't know. That's an easy out for them. So just making sure that you guys know the products you're going to sell, what the company culture is. That's a question I got asked a lot. And then also just making sure you're reaching out to other people like I've talked about before, because then you can have real life experience talking about what the company's like. You're not just going off what you read on the internet, but that will help out as well.
Number 2, when the employer asks, how do you organize and plan your day?
Yeah, so I would switch this up a couple times. First off, I would see what they've talked about, talking to other reps, how their day was. You know, some of them are going to go week by week on a Sunday night and kind of plan it out. Some of them are going to go day by day because cases are shifting. So I would kind of learn what product I'm selling and talk to reps before that and kind of go off that. Because some of them are big on like, hey, my week, it's not going to shift much during the Monday through Friday. So I need to know by Saturday or Sunday what I'm doing that upcoming week, compared to other ones, every hour it's changing. So they need to be flexible, but have a game plan each day. So if that's your case, my comment was I'd plan either like a Sunday night for the whole week, or I would plan each night for the next day.
Number 3, what are your strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, so my strengths, I always talk about being a personal trainer. I'm a person who's very confident. I'm able to make relationships. I was lucky enough to train with a lot of high-end clients, so just being able to speak to, I work with CEOs, doctors, lawyers already. I know how to talk to those people, so I felt like that was a big strength, creating relationships, being able to sell to them already with a personal trainer. And then with a weakness, for me, my weakness was also, you can look at it as a strength. My weakness was I'm a very driven person. When I put my mind to something, I go all in, and that has been looked sometimes down upon, maybe by family members or people in even the workforce, just because there's no balance. And for me, I just would always fight that with, I love what I do. I'm going to love what I'm doing, so I'm going to work as hard as I can, but I can see as to some people that might be a weakness of like, hey, no work-life balance.
All right, number 4, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah, this was a question I got a lot, and every single time you're going to see me as a President Club winner. I'm going to be the best person you ever hired. And I believe that, because I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to go, and you have to believe it. You have to be confident. And, when I would talk to the managers, you're taking a chance on me, and I'm not going to let you down. That was every single time I talked to them. Whoever takes that chance on me, I'm going to come through, and I'm going to make you look good.
All right, number 5, what was your greatest accomplishment at your last job?
Yeah, my greatest accomplishment, like I said, I was a personal trainer. I had my own business. So being able to talk how I grew a business from 0 to 2.5 years, a very successful business, being able to be in the top 10% of personal trainers, and just speak to that, saying, hey, I've already come where I started at nothing, was able to grow a business, and I know how to prospect. I know how to do all the stuff in building a business, just like it would be in building a territory.
So when an employer asks you how you will be tackling this territory and how will you ensure that you are successful?
Yeah, so that was a question very common in these. That's where I tell people reaching out to reps are going to save your life, because they're doing it, and you need to get the information. How are they tackling it? How are they doing it? So I could talk to it and have actually specific examples. It's not me just spitballing ideas. I had specific examples, and I could say this employee is doing this and he's having great success, and I want to model that. So I would talk to that experience.
Perfect, man. And then another one is, do you work well in a team environment?
Yeah, so this is a fun one, especially if you're an athlete. If you're an athlete, being able to talk to, hey, you played on a team. You were in that realm. I played basketball in college. I was a captain in high school. So the comment I would always say is, hey, I've worked with a lot of good teams, and I've been on some teams that weren't so good, but I've been able to work with all of it and be successful throughout my career, whether it was a season, and just talk about that.
And then number 8, since you don't have sales experience, why the heck should we hire you?
Most common one, and first off, when I was in the interview process, sometimes I would bring it up first because I knew that was a question that was going to come up. So again, trying to lead the conversation, don't even give them the chance to ask it, just bring it up right away. But why I would always say, hey, I'm young, I'm hungry, but I'm also moldable. I don't have any bad experiences, or I don't have any bad habits. I can be the best rep you ever wanted. And then also I would speak to, like I said, I'm young and hungry. I can talk to about, I don't have anything holding me back. That was a comment I would make in my interviews of, hey, I can be anywhere you need me at any time because I'm not personally worrying about kids in a family or sporting events or anything.
Number 9, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, this is an awesome opportunity for you guys to find out what they're looking for. So my favorite question I would ask employers would be, can you tell me about the best rep you ever had? And the reason this is a great question is because they might say what they're looking for in a position, but it might not be what they're truly looking for. This will tell you, hey, they might say, hey, we want someone who works well on a team, can just be a good team player, and that's really all we're looking for. You ask this question, and then they tell you about some rep that is their best person, and they were there before anybody else. They were there after anybody else. They were really putting in all this work they had. They were very detail-oriented. So you just learned what that manager is really actually looking for to be the best person. And being able to, when you go in at the end, turn it on itself. Hey, this is why I'm like that person.
How do you make sure the employer doesn't have any concerns about you?
Yeah, so I always close. Like you're going to hear a million times whenever you do these interview processes, you have to close. If you don't close, you don't got the job, or you won't have the job. So every single time at the end of it, I would get my questions out, and then I'd be like, so after everything, is there a reason why I want to be the right candidate to move on to the next step? Or if it's the final interview, why I'm not the right candidate for this job? And then they're going to tell you, yes, you're either we want you, or these are my concerns, and then you're going to have to combat those.
Thank you, Jacob.
Yep. Thanks, Scott.